I've been scrounging the internet for the past couple of months looking for all the creative and crafty advent calendars I could find. Everything from building to paper crafting to clay, art supplies, to ones on Etsy dealing with watercolor and planning, beads and embroidery, diamond dots, clay, felt and sewing, puzzles, and my adult favorite one, wine. But we're going to be focusing on all of the creative and crafty ones, opening up just a few doors from each day. We're not going to give too many spoilers, but I do want to give you a taste about what each of these advent calendars have to let you know about which one you might want to pick. So let's jump in and take a look at the 2025 crafty advent calendars. I'm Erin Reed Makes, and join me while we play with all things crafty and creative by making projects, going to fun crafty events, and just all things creative. Welcome to my channel. I gotta go put this thing away. Ugh, this thing is really heavy. I'll be back. So a little backstory history. This is what started the advent calendars for me. I remember as a kid, I didn't say that. I remember as a kid getting one of these chocolate advent calendars, getting it at the grocery store, and every single day I would open the door. I would hunt for the number and open up the door, and inside would be a little chocolate. Now, I remember these chocolates being so much bigger. They feel tiny now. I remember them tasting a heck of a lot better. My husband's story of advent calendars came from this felt creation, which was a Bucilla kit that my mother-in-law made. And every day throughout the month of December, they would pull out an ornament, place it on the tree, and this would be their advent calendar. I had a blast making this, and I did all of the ornaments for this when I was in my 20s. Let me put them all on there so you can see. And you can still find kits like this today, which I think is great. Then I had kit. In came in Lego. Little caveat onto each of these calendars. We are not going to open every single door. We're going to open 4 doors, the same 4 doors for every single calendar. We're going to open doors 1, 9, 15, and 22, just to give you a taste of what all the calendars are like. So if this is a calendar that you're interested in, there's still a bit of a surprise, and we're not doing a complete spoiler for you. So let's do the Lego one first. There's a ton of variations to the Lego calendars. This happens to be a Harry Potter because I love Harry Potter. But you can get Lego City, there's Lord of the Rings, there's Friends, there's Frozen. There's a plethora of different Legos that are out there. So just pick the characters that you like the best and have fun. And we did get this one at Costco, but you can also find them at Target, Walmart, online, big box stores, at lego.com. I will again have links to all of them down below. Let's go for number 1. So it gives you a little picture of what's on there. And then you get your little thing to make. We get Harry to start off with, and it's just all about assembly. So you gotta put Harry's head on straight. Apparently you get a couple of wands, so you get to pop off the wand that you want. You get a spare wand over here. Now you have Harry. Number 9. Number 9, we get a couple of coins. Not sure what this is, but it does give me a little bit of instructions of how to assemble it. So every now and then I'm a little stumped about what the thing is, that it's a movable thing. I'm not, anybody? Shout out in the comments if you have an idea of what this might be. And you do get spares every now and then. Ah, another character. We have Harry, we got a couple of coins, we got some random thingy. I'm not quite sure what that is. And it looks like we have Cedric Diggory. Now they do all fit onto here, and so you can end up creating a scene, which is kind of cool. And there we go. It does give you a hint of a few of the things that might be on there. You're not sure what days do what, but it does give you a little bit of a hint. Star Wars was the big favorite in our house, along with Harry Potter. And every year we've gotten one, they were totally different. You might get Harry every year, but he's wearing something different. So don't feel like if you got one from year after year after year, you're going to get the exact same calendar. They do change them up every single year. Now this one, once I started doing searches for advent calendars, this bad boy showed up all the time. For whatever reason, it like hit every search engine and it just populated. And it was the most expensive one that I bought besides the wine. They were actually the same price, about $100. The advent calendar, the Harry Potter one, by the way, was about $40, just as a heads up. It's also pretty hefty. It's not like cheapy flimsy. It does feel like it's got a bit of a heft to it. It's called Grabie, and it does give you a hint on the back of everything that's on there. I don't like that. For whatever reason, I'm not a fan of being told everything that's in there. I want it to be a bit of a surprise, which is why I'm not showing you everything that's in there. But let's take a look at what's in here. Again, we're just gonna do the 4 days. It does have a little bag, which I think is kind of cool. So like, it's kind of fun. This is your advent calendar. It sits and looks like this. And then you pull this open and you get to find your day, which I think is kind of cool. And then once you find your day, this is what's kind of fun. So I got to find number 1. Okay, I feel stupid somehow because I can't find number 1. There's a slot for it. I see the slot. Okay, oh, there's layers. Okay, this is why there's double layers here. There's a layer below. So there's like, it's a 2-layered calendar. No wonder I was like losing my blinking mind. Look how big that is. Okay. But I will have to say the boxes are really, really pretty. They look like little cityscapes. And when you're done opening, you slide it in. Well, if I can get it to slide in. They make it look so much easier on camera, right? Okay, it does work. Look at that. So it just slides right in. And when you're all said and done, let me show you the finished picture. It makes like a cityscape. But that's kind of a neat idea. But burning question, what's in number 1? All right, so number 1, we have, it has a little bit of information. So it says Merry Christmas. Oh, I have to put my glasses on. I cannot read that. Oh, heck no. There is no blinking way I can read that small fine print. Day 1, 12 sheets of 140-pound watercolor coloring bookmarks. And they're quite nice. Like you get 12 of them. And then you have a little bookmark tracker on the back side. So you have your reading tracker, like how many times you've read throughout the day. I'm gonna give you a tiny, tiny spoiler. You get a little something for day 2 and day 3 to help you with this one. Number 9. Ooh, we get 2 of them. So we have a fine line drawing pen. We have 0.5 and 0.3. Okay, I can't go in an angle too much. Also, that was just the very first pass. Not bad, not bad. This is a 0.3. I wouldn't call it the best marker I've ever played with, but it's not a bad one. That's good. This one I can go more of an angle. This one's a 5. Nice, like I would use these. I would have no problem using these, and I can always use different fine liner drawing pens. Like, great. All right, now we're gonna do 15. Oh, it's right on top as well. And so since I'm in here, I'm also gonna grab 22. So these are our last 2 we're gonna open. And even if you're not using the supplies, it fits nicely back into the container, and it's not just in this loose package that you don't know how to, like, where is it gonna go? Like, it closes back up. That's nice. All right, let's take a look at 15. More pens. Now these ones are acrylic markers. So here we have acrylic markers, quick drying, extra fine tip. We have black and we have white. Looks like you have to tip to activate. Not bad. I'm gonna activate it to see how well that goes over the black. Acrylic markers were like the big trend this year. Oh, it's bleeding in. Now granted, I didn't give it a whole lot of time to dry, but, oh, there it goes, okay. Not bad, not bad. I wouldn't call this a super high quality marker, but it's not bad. 22, and this time we have brush tip markers. We have dual tone brush tip markers. So here we have, oh, and they're different colors on either end. I didn't notice that at first. So we have red and pink. So here we have red on one side, pink on the other. Oh, they're also acrylic markers. These ones are brush tip, whereas the other ones were bullet tips. These are quite nice. I like the nice bright colors. Ooh, that's a pretty muted tone. 2 different colors of green. It's more of like a lighter blue and a little bit more of a darker blue. Like, nice colors. I would say that, like, that's kind of fun to build this. Like, it gives it a whole other element to building the city. 14 days are some form of a pen or a marker. Very marker heavy. So if you like markers and you want to try a variety of markers, that's what this set is. Cute. I think a little overpriced for what you're getting, for the quality of the markers. Big variety, mostly markers. You decide. But I'll have fun opening it. Or my daughter will, I should say. So here we have the Crafty Advent Calendar from Spellbinders. They've been coming out with a papercraft card making advent calendar for a few years. I've had my eye on it, and this is the 2025 one, and it is super cute. Now, I ordered this one from scrapbook.com, and when I ordered this at the time, they usually have deals. There's usually like a % off. I ended up getting 2 free gifts with the purchase of this product, and so that's what these ones were. Scrapbook.com blender brush, waffle flower dies, a little circle die, and they change. The free gifts are always changing, so you never know what you're gonna get. So let's open up and take a look what's inside here. Now, at first glance, you're not getting a whole lot of spoilers from looking at the box, which is kind of cool. The price point on this was actually not too horrible. This was cheaper than the last one. I think this was around $60. I did notice that the 2024 calendar was still available at certain sites. If you're trying to be a little bit budget friendly and you've not purchased one of the calendars, always go back and look to see if the one from last year is available. They're usually on discount. You never know. I swear they make these things harder and harder to open up every year. Like the amount of like packaging, I get why you don't want to lose any of your stuff, but sheesh. I spend a lot of time hunting for advent calendars and trying to find a nice variety of even more paper craft calendars. This was one of the only ones I could find that was in the vein of paper crafts. And then the Grabie one was the only one I could find that was also like art supply-ish. That was from this year. There was one that was from Arteza, but the last one they made was in 2024, and the price point was still pretty high. I also did not delve into knitting or quilting or crocheting. Those are not the kind of projects that I personally do, but they're super cute, and I will list them down in the information section if you're interested. And of course, after I made all my purchases and after I started filming this video, I was not gonna get the new ones in time. More of them started showing up and I'm like, oh, I wish there was an Archer and Olive one. There was one from Erin Condren. There was even more that showed up, but they just hadn't become available when I was making all these purchases. So I will list as many as I can down below in the information section. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Look how adorable this looks. Oh, I could not, like, look how cute. Number one, let's get into number one. Oh, like I'm having a hard time because I don't want to break it. I'm being very cautious here. Here we go. Oh, I still made a mess of it. That's kind of a bummer that I really wanted to make this like a clean opening and it didn't open very nicely. But that's kind of cool. Like once it opened, it gave me like, I don't know if it's like a secondary opening. It says, I woof you. That's kind of cute, but it tore. It's a little bummer. All right, opening that. And then it's, because it's Spellbinders, I get a set of dies. So it looks like I have the basics for the dog, and then I have little ears and paws. Let me grab all the papers and let's assemble this. All right, now I went and die cut all the little pieces, and some of them were pretty straightforward. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't figure out what some of these are for. Like it's kind of giving me a little bit of some information, but it ripped on me too, so I can't even see all of it. So I'm gonna do my best interpretation of what I think is gonna go where, and I could very well be very, very wrong. So that's my version of it. So that's day one. Cute. Let's go to number 9. Let's see what number 9 is all about. All right, see if I can open this a bit better without ripping it and causing a problem. Oh, that one came off a little bit better. There we go, there we go. Oh, no, now it's ripping again. Ooh, we got some purple sequins. And I do like it has like a little number in the back there. That's kind of nice too. 15, here we go. Now that I know that the inside has like sneaky peeks, this one did not give any kind of like sneak peek of what's on the inside because it's just sequins. So I don't have to worry about like how to build it. But this one, ooh, look how cute, little fish tank. Let me collect all the colors to make this one. So I'm gonna keep going with my tiny card theme. Big frame, which I die cut out in black. And then there was the inside, which included the bubbles. It's not specifically Christmassy themed because by the time you're done making this, Christmas is kind of over. So they're very, what I would call like theme neutral. So you could use it for just about anything, which I think is kind of fun. It's not super Christmassy. You can use them for whatever you like. And you don't have to use them for cards. You could use them for whatever you want. All right, what does 22 have for us? This is our last day to open. Oh, I'm guessing that's a stencil. So upon closer inspection, at the bottom of each of these, there's a little number. It says 1, 2, 3. So they are layered. And I'm gonna use my glass mat and I'm going to put these down. And then I picked out 3 colors I thought would go really well together. And these are Catherine Pooler inks. They blend really well. All right, so now for the big reveal. Here we go. There we go, cute. I'm not going to reveal the rest of them because that is up for you to decide, but I love the look of this. Next up is Kiwi Crate. Now, when I purchased this one, it was prior to Halloween, and they had these little add-ons that I didn't have to pay any extra shipping, and the kits were a little bit lower because it was getting kind of close to Halloween. So I went ahead and bought them because, you know, why not? And so one of them were these cute little jars, and that's what my daughter made. They're just right here. She said it took about an hour total to do all of this, and she had a ton of fun. So just look how adorable. The outside was painted. Everything was included. She just sat upstairs, put a movie on, and had a blast at our little craft table. These are plastic, not glass. And then the other one was the house. And just look how cute and adorable this house is. The bottom is foam. I asked her which one she had more fun making, and she said the jars. She's 13, and she liked the jars more than the house. Now, all my kids have already taken dibs on who's getting what kit, and my almost 16-year-old took dibs on this one, which I think is pretty fun. So here's the one from Kiwi Crate. They had a few different options for their advent calendars. There was ones that were more like ornaments, that were interactive ornaments. This is one that like creates a scene. And on the front, it does show you what the scene is. This one is called the Santa's Railroad Advent Calendar. And it did show in like little video previews, the railroad does move around. You know, it is Kiwi Crate, so it makes it feel interactive, a little more kind of STEM orientated. I like that it all fits in a box, which is very nice. So here we have Hop Aboard Santa's Railroad. This is your snowy setting. Looks like this is a stand. Oh, that's cute. Make stands. Don't want to hang envelopes on a wall. Use these stands instead. That's cute. Well, let's build this. But that's an option too. Like it gives you that. So they did a pretty good job, I would have to say. Like it's not all front loaded with little tiny boxes and then with giant boxes at the end. Medium, small, and then the large one. I will have to say though, as I was opening up all up, one piece fell out and I don't know which one it came from. So the back sides are just kind of latched. So be very careful. But I like the setup of it, it's kind of fun. The 4 boxes I picked, because I pre-picked all the numbers before we got started, we ended up getting one of every size, which is fantastic. So we get 2 little ones, a medium, and a large. Yay! This is not the supply kit I was expecting. Like there's extra stuff in here. So there's some felts, and there's twine, and there's some, I was expecting like little wrenches, glue. There's this little latchy hook on the back. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. So it's right here that you can take the twine and it goes under. If you wanted to hang this, that's kind of cute. It has that option. So if you wanted to make this something you're hanging, or you have the sled option. Again, I like the presentation of some of these projects, like for especially if you're wanting to put it out. And advent calendars are not just for kids, as I'm having too much fun opening these myself. I like that number 1, they give you a really big box. And as a heads up, I did order this one straight from Kiwi Company. And again, I'll put the link down below. Price range, it was pretty darn good. It wasn't, I think it was like $45 for this kit, and they were all priced about the same. There was also age ranges for the different kits that you could get. This one was moderately, I think around like 7+. So this was catered for quite a few kids. There was one that was, I think they were all about 7+. There was one that was age ranged a little bit older, and it was more closer to $100. But for $45, $40-ish, I didn't think that that was that bad of a deal. Oh, and they're already kind of like pre-colored. We get to make a house. How fun. So it gives you a final picture of what it's going to look like. Gives you step-by-step instructions. Let's see if my 40-ish year old self can figure this out. But I'm going to go ahead and speed this up so you guys don't get too bored with me just yakking about how to make this. You'll figure this out on your own if you choose to get this for yourself. That was fast. Oh my goodness. I think I finished that in about 3 seconds flat. The hardest part was reading the instructions, truly. And I almost felt sticky things on there. The last thing it's telling you to do is to take some of the white felt and cut out like little snow drifts to put on the roof to make it look like it has snow. So let's do that. There we go. That is a step I know my son probably will not do. The beginning of it. Apparently this is Santa's workshop. So this is number 1. Look how cute. All right, let's open up number 9. Oh, look how cute. Let's make some friends. It fits for like a kid's craft. You could totally fancy this up and you could do a little bit more if you were doing this as an adult, but this is catered for kids for sure. 15, we're building a train stop. So this is pretty straightforward. Now these little things are foam, even though they look like they're kind of metal, and all this is made out of wood. So it looks pretty straightforward as I say this. Ta-da, like that. And then it says you could do this, like use scissors, cut out a piece of heavy paper, and you can decorate it making a little train schedule, which is pretty cute. 22. Looks like we are getting cozy with a furnace. They give you little log pieces. That's adorable. Oh my goodness. They give you little logs that you can put in there. My little felt sticker is not doing its job. Stay. And then here's the cutest part. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out because as long as you don't turn it on, you have a light. So your furnace can light up. They think of everything. We haven't even assembled the entire, but it's already got like the beginnings of a little house, and like just the village has already begun, and we've only done a few things, including like a light up furnace. Granted, little felt stickers are holding it together, but I'm trying to light off. So if you're wanting something that's more of a buildable, kind of a create, yes, there is a little bit of some finagling with creative and crafty, but it's more like a building set, not Legos, a little bit different, then check out Kiwi Co, because these are like, I'm having fun. And my 16-year-old looked at this kit and goes, I want that one. So I think it's great for any age. Why not have a little bit of fun? And there's more than one option besides just the Railroad Santa's Village. There is a few options, and you can check out the link down below. All right, so far all the calendars we've been doing have been like big companies. Grabie, Kiwi Co, Lego, so forth, like Spellbinders. I also reached out and I was checking out calendars that I found on Etsy, and some of them are some pretty cute ones. This one is one of those. So this is from a company called K Studios, and again, she's found on Etsy, and of course, I will link all the information down below. Look how super cute this is. There we go. So look how cute this is. Oh my goodness. They're all different sizes too. I really didn't know what to expect from this one, except for we had a little chat and she says, would you want this to be Christmas themed or would you want to customize it? And I said, well, why don't you give me like a customized one? And so this one, she's like, what's your favorite colors? And what are your favorite kind of activities? And then she made something that would be customized to me. So with these ones, what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up 3. We're gonna open up 1, 9, and 12, just to kind of give it a little bit of a better idea of, for the 12-day calendars, what they look like. You can see we've got some smaller envelopes. Look how adorable these are. We have some larger envelopes. We have some little boxes, which we're gonna get to open one of the boxes. We have a little thing that says, hello friend. Day 1 is here, an exciting junk journaling adventure. So this is all about junk journaling. Starts with a brand new creative space just for you. The rest of your surprises are waiting for you. Might spark the ideas, stories, a little holiday magic along the way. Look how adorable. And I love how like the little stickers are on everything. So cute. So this is number 1. So we're gonna obviously open up number 1. So we're gonna do 1. I'm gonna call this 6 because I want to open up a box, and we're gonna call this 9. So 1, 9, and 12. There we go. Now you can find her over there. We had a nice little chat. She was very sweet. And she lives also in Texas. And she said that this was her 2nd year doing the advent calendars. And they went like gangbusters for her. Number 1 is my journal. Look at that. So this is the journal that I can then play in. I love how wonderful she's wrapped this. Look how cute this is. I feel like I could do something with the paper now. Like, I love the handmade touch. This, like, I do my own products as well, and I like with my kits and also with like my maker's retreat stuff. So I get how much time and effort is to do all of the little like packaging on everything, because she did all of this herself, which there's a lot of love that goes into everything. So look at this little junk journal. Look how fun this is. And the best part is that this is personalized to me because I gave her some of my special things that I wanted to do. It makes me feel like I want to open maybe 2 more because it's a little bit different, because yours would be different than mine. Okay, we're gonna do number 9. I'm really excited about this one because I do not know anything about what's in here. Like, it's very different. Ooh, here we go, here we go. Look how cute. So some of the parameters I gave her were travel, and I gave her some of my favorite colors. So these are some really cute stickers that all have to do with being London. They're cute. Look how adorable these are. I love that. All right, now I feel like I have to open up one of these ones. So let's do 7. Okay, right here. Oh, we have some papers. So it looks little junk journal papers. And again, I gave her my favorite colors, and I said blues, greens, cool tones, cool colors. So here we go. Really pretty papers. Let's open up number 12. Oh, look how cute. Oh, there's a few things in here. And at the very end it says, thank you. Oh, a little handwritten note. Enjoy some K Studios exclusive designs and freebies. Hope you enjoyed your custom advent calendar, K. So cute. So emotional support drink. I love it. And there we have Dancing Queen, Groovy and Bright. And then these are all like individual stickers. So really cute. So these are some of her personalized stickers. How adorable. I feel like I want to open one more. Okay, this one looks different than all the rest. Oh, okay, I'm glad I opened this one. This is cute. Oh, look how fun. Look how pretty that paper is. Look how adorable. Look at that. And then look at this paper. So these are like larger print papers. This has got some texture to it. Look at that. Oh, look at the glittery paper. But you get the idea of what this kit is about. So if you want to check this out, again, link will be down below. It's called K Studios. She's got a variety of them. There are some customizable ones. Again, she goes in, she customizes it based on the colors. And you can tell, like, there's different size envelopes. So she's got different things that might go into each one. Here we go, little boxes with things. And then your initial order would be your junk journal. So this is all about a junk journaling kit. Super fun and cute. Now I did get a second advent calendar that came also from Etsy. And this one is all about watercoloring. So this is Sarah from Clouded Dreams. And her advent calendar, she goes, it's kind of a little bit different. She does a lot of sketches that are inspired by her daughter. So she's gone through and she just basically did like a sketch a day that her daughter could do. And then she turned those into something that you could have for an advent calendar. She sent me one that she created from last year, which is still for sale for this year. And then she also included some of the sketches that might be included for this year's calendar as well. Plus she has some of the paints. So let's just jump in and see what this is all about. So again, link will also be down below. And then she sent me this really cute card. I loved like this little personalized touch and the handwritten note. She goes, I hope you enjoyed them. This one's called Clouded Dreams, little sticker. Little personalized touch there. Okay. So lots of funness going on in here. Don't know what's in there. So these are just some of the other, oh, look how pretty. I think she sent me this personalized one. Look how gorgeous that one is. I think she sent me some of the little goodies inside of here. And here's some of her other drawings. Look at that, so pretty. This is the advent calendar because I see the numbers on there. So these are some of her other ones. It's a little raccoon eating a gingerbread man, or gingerbread. Look at the dogs. And other advent calendars. Look at the goldfish. I don't want to give too many away, but look how beautiful these are. You could easily watercolor these and these could go on the front of a card. Look how gorgeous. I don't want to give them all away. Look at this nail. Oh my gosh. Look at that one. So adorable. All right, she also has some paints and I believe that's what this is. So let's open this up. So yes. So this is the little paint pots that you can use. So they're watercolor paints, really beautiful. Normally, if you got an advent calendar, you would be getting just this. Or you could add on the paints to it. Look how gorgeous these envelopes are. I feel like I could do something with these envelopes as well. I believe this goes all the way to 24s. One. Oh, look how cute. They all have them. They're all so cute, little stickers on the back. Oh, look how beautiful that is. Again, this is on watercolor paper, so you can use that with the watercolor paint. And just look how beautiful these are. Now we're gonna go to day number 9. So if you're wanting something as an advent calendar where you can do a painting a day, this would be ideal. All right, here's another one. Oh, look at all these bird themes. Look how gorgeous. This is number 9. Let's jump into number 15. Oh, look at that gorgeous deer. How beautiful that is. And you could do the background of it, you could do the whole card, you could just do part of it. It's really like up to you how much you do or do not do of that. Look how fun that is. I want to spend time to watercolor these and I don't want to rush them. So I'm not going to watercolor these on camera. And I also want to give some of these to my mother because she would thoroughly enjoy doing these. And my daughter's really wanting to jump in and do some of these as well. And look at that. This is number 22. Look how beautiful it is. And she has hand-drawn all of these. So these are handmade sketches. She has personally drawn these. And then they've been printed out on to this beautiful watercolor paper. So if you're, again, looking for a wonderful way to do watercolor, pre-printed watercolors on beautiful watercolor paper, you either get it with or without the paints. And you can get a watercolor a day, which I think is really fun for your advent calendar. And every day is different. And again, this is from Clouded Dreams. I gotta find a special place for this. Now, I gotta throw myself into the mix because I also have an advent calendar. I actually have 2. My first one is a freebie advent calendar, and you can go over to my website and you can download this today. Every day is a different file. It's either gonna be a printable file or an SVG file that is something in the Christmas related world. Something free every day that you can get, and it's a 12 days. So it's a 12-day advent calendar. I also have my paid advent calendar. This advent calendar has 12 days as well. Every day is something different. Either it's a full video tutorial about how to create either a ornament or a card. There's 4 video tutorials total. So here's a little snippet from day 1 where we are creating a W fun fold card. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to creating that card. One is using SVG files and one is using a printable file. And it's just a ton of fun, and you can also use all the supplies from your own stash. Other days in the advent calendar include full card kits, so you get all the supplies, the background papers, the card fronts, all the elements that you can print out to create your own cards that also possibly go along with those videos that you are going to be getting. You also get full sets of SVG files to help you create ornaments. So just like this one, you're not only getting the background papers and also the SVG files, but you're also getting the video tutorial to go along with it. And this is a little snippet of the files that you're going to find inside your folder or the door that you are going to open for that day. This is day number 9. And then there is also coloring files, and there's other printable files to make easy card fronts. So it's all digital, everything is digital, and everything is for sale right now. So click down below and you can purchase that, and you can get my 2025 Christmas Advent Calendar from Erin Reed Makes. You can either get the free one or the paid one or both. You can have fun. This one is all about clay. And my daughter loves clay, and I'm gonna do the first one, but she's gonna jump in and do the other 3 that are part of the 4 that we're gonna open. I don't know how many times I've seen now different types of clay advent calendars. One of them being clay moo was one of them, and another one being potted. They look fantastic and they look really cool, but they were really pricey. This one was more in the range of, I think, like $25. So we'll see. Like I don't have any knowledge expectation of where we're gonna go with it, but that's the whole point of this video. And it's what I would call like a pretty standard advent calendar in terms of shapes. So you have your background here, and then you have different ones that you open. It doesn't have a scene to build from. It's just you're opening it and you're doing something every day. You're not having to hunt for the days. A lot of the other advent calendars, you have to hunt for where the day is. It kind of makes a little bit of a scavenger hunt. This one is just go down the line. There's no scavenger hunt involved. So let's check out day 1. There's quite a bit of clay, and there's a little cue card. This is the 2 things you're making. It's really, really tiny, so, you know, glass as it is. So far, not so bad. It says 3+, but I feel like this takes a little more thought into what you're doing. There is a little bit of instruction, but not much. It does say kind of how to do the heart. I'm going a little bit of a different direction. It says 2 little rolls and then putting it together. But I'm just kind of going for, let's make a heart. I did close-ish. Plus they gave me no tools, so all I had to work with were my hands. Would a 3-year-old be able to replicate, given these instructions, to make this? No. Would a 7-year-old be able to do this? Depends on the 7-year-old. Would my daughter be able to do this? She's actually played with clay quite a bit. She loves air dry clay, so I think she would be able to, and I'm actually gonna let her do the rest of the days. So we're gonna open up 9 together, and then I'm gonna bring her over and she's gonna have some fun. Let's look at number 9. And we got some new colors. So we got blue, red, white, and black. And then we have another card off to the side, and it looks like I'm making, that's a bit different. And you're not given pink, so it looks like you're gonna have to make pink. And you're having to make all the beads on there. So you're making the mermaid tail, and then each of the beads that goes around for the necklace. Okay. So here's Catherine's mermaid tail. She opted not to do the full necklace because she was like, I'm not making that many beads. So she went with more of a keychain option here, and it's cute. And then she added her own little designs onto the tail with her thumbnail, which I thought was kind of fun. So that was number 9. So let's jump to 15. And we're getting some other fun colors. So far, nothing Christmas. They're hair clips. That Catherine had it for me. They're hair clips. Okay. All right, so Catherine really wanted to do a Christmas one, and they are intermixed. We found like 2 or 3 that were very Christmassy. So she wants to do number 20. And based on, and we ended up opening a few other ones, they kind of opened as we did more. Every single one had 4 pieces of clay. So there's, or 3, yeah, 4. There's a lot of clay in here. So if you're just wanting to get a lot of clay, it's not a bad deal. We also noticed, or she noticed, off to the side, it says gadget. So one of my complaints was, there's no tools to help you do any of these projects. Yeah, well, we totally missed this, and it's a whole other door you can open. So baggies to store the extra clay in, which is smart, which that was one of the things. Yeah, so she's also noticing there's little hooks in here, so I guess if you want to make any of these ornaments, you could. There is also some tools, and there's also string. So if you do make any ornaments, once they're dry, you put the little hooks in, and then you have the items to hang it up. But there are baggies, so there's more to this set than I originally thought, and there is a lot of clay in here. We amended the numbers we wanted to open. She wanted to make this little snowman. That's a funny looking face on that snowman. You can... So she decided to go her own route and go more traditional snowman versus, we're not quite sure what that face is. I feel like there's a little bit of lost in translation, a little AI generated information here, but she still made a snowman, so she wanted to go a little bit of a Christmas route. So we do feel that there is quite a lot of clay that comes with this. I mean, just take a look. We opened up 4 different doors, and this is all the leftover clay from 4 doors. And we did find out also that in the kit, the baggies to store, of course, now we found the tools after the fact because it's in the gadget section. So you can easily store the leftover clay. I think she's gonna play with it now. And then like tons of clay in here. Is it the highest quality clay that we've ever used? No, there's much better clay out there. Is it fine for a $25 kit to get air dry clay? And look at how many different projects and lots of clay, lots of ideas. There's 1 to 2 projects on every card. And the first ones I was doing, they're not quite dry yet, but they're getting pretty close and they're holding pretty good. And I will put all the links down below. Another inexpensive one, because you know kids like creating with beads and stuff, is I found this little guy right here. On the actual kit itself, it doesn't give any kind of indication of what is in there, so it definitely looks very mystery. It doesn't even tell you that this is a bead kit. The only reason why I know is because I'm the one who purchased it. So if you did get this for somebody, it would be a little bit of a mystery. I also know that I got this one in purple because I had options when I purchased it. I saw it online. So let's go ahead and open up our doors. I do notice they're already random. So this one's like 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, but then I can see like 6 is down here. So it does jump around quite a bit. So number 1, again, sorry, I've already opened this. Pretend with me, and you get your bracelet. And this unscrews right here. So it allows you to put your beads on here. To number 9, look at this pretty purple bead. That's really fun. And I think you also have the option of getting it in gold or silver, depending on the colors. So it was like gold or silver on the chain. All right, here's number 15. And we get this fun snowflake one. Look at this pretty snowflake one. So there's 15. So look, they're all fitting on there, really pretty. And they could probably put them on whoever's doing this in any order they want. And then let's jump to 22. I just gotta find it. There it is right here. I do like the scavenger hunt ones better when they're not all in one particular order. Oh, here's a little dangly one. Get an idea of what this is like. So this one fits right on here too. I will have to say, I had a little bit of a hard time getting this to like it's a screw. There it goes. You just have to get it on there. And once it's on there, it's pretty good. And then it's got a pretty little dangle on the end. Like it's quite cute. And this was not a very expensive kit. I did get this one from Amazon and it was pretty inexpensive. The size of the wrist though, like that is pretty tiny. So for me, I would be just being able to fit it onto one of the last ones. So it's definitely meant for more of a younger, smaller wrist, I should say. But it's cute. And I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be completely filled up. But smaller wrist for sure, not necessarily for adults, but cute beads nonetheless. You could definitely just do it to get the beads, which is kind of fun. Now we have our diamond dot. This is another one that I did get from Amazon. It was pretty inexpensive. I did notice there was a few different advent calendars out there that were quote unquote diamond dot. This one was more in the lines of small little ornaments, so each individual day. It does have a toolkit right there. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and open up the toolkits because I feel like we're going to need that. Oops, it's big. Oh, it goes all the way across the top here. There we go. So we have lots and lots of tools that we're using because we are making ornaments. So you're getting quite a bit of tools here. Oh, and there's our little stylus. So there it is. It looks like you're getting all the colors. They're all numbered. We also get our tray. You get your tool right here. You get your sticky stuff. And then you get all of the elements, I think, for your ornaments. Let's open up number 1. And they're not super huge. Also, like that's really sticky, just as a heads up. It just has a little plastic cover you pull off and it is sticky. There's no baggies to save any of the left open beads. So I might pilfer some baggies from the clay one. So I do like doing diamond dots, but I have my eldest son absolutely loves it. He's already claimed this kit for himself, and he's already said, let me do this one. So I'm going to pass the torch on to my eldest son, Morgan, and he's gonna take it away, but we're gonna speed this up. Here is day one. I think he did a pretty good job. Look how cute that is. Pretty straightforward. He even put the little chain on there. Not quite sure why the clip is there because it's supposed to be an ornament, but you know, whatever. You could also put whatever you like through here. Day 9. And for this day, we have a pair of candy canes. And my daughter Catherine's going to come back and do this one. Here's number 9, super cute, and like it's so easy. I love that Crafty you can do like the entire thing in one day and feel like you've accomplished the entire door in one day, which is really fun. Per popular demand, Kat wants me to open both doors at the same time so she can just sit and make both. So let's do 15. Let's gotta push it further. Oh, we have a cute snowman, and then 22. Ooh, it's been bigger. It looks like a shoe. Here are her last two, super cute. And if you've ever did like doing any of these like diamond painting or diamond dots, then this is a really cute kit. Again, links for all these will be down below.
So another fun and creative advent calendar can be a puzzle. This just happens to be one that I found. It was kind of an old vintage one, but there are a plethora of like puzzle advent calendars out there. It's a pretty big puzzle. And on the back side, it even shows you like the numbers. And I'll show you what I mean by the numbers in a minute.
So for box 1, and for you to create the puzzle, you dump it all out. And on the back side of each of the puzzle pieces, you're gonna notice there is a number. So they all have a little number 1 on the back. And just like on the back of here, you can see that like all the back corner is a number 1. And then it moves along and it goes in progression to number 2. And there we go, that's the first corner. So that is just number 1 out of 24. And so it builds. It's a 1,000-piece puzzle, but you get to do a little corner or a little section of the puzzle, and it builds on each day. So number 2 would be right here, and the number 3 would move on across the board. And it's just a fun thing to do. There are a ton of versions of puzzles like this. So another option.
So this is probably the smallest advent calendar I have found. And there's a bit of theft issue with this particular one. It comes in red and blue, and one of my friends that's a fellow YouTuber, she does a whole bunch of quilting, Carolina Moore, she had a very similar one that she found, and she found a knockoff version. So somebody had made a version of this because I found one and I found another one that was very similar. It looked like it was from the same brand. They all looked legit. And then I found another one that was like $6, and I found that was $40. I found one that was $70, but they're cross stitch. So it's 24 days, there's red and there's blue.
I couldn't find a whole lot of cross stitch ones out there. So you have 24 days, and here's your 24. So 1, and you flip it over, and then that would be number 1. And then you get number 2, 3, and then moving all the way down, you get all of your threads. So here's all of your different threads. Looks like decent thread. I'm not a fan of the blue. I wish this was white. I don't like the blue very much. That's just me. But you get enough for 24 of these. So there are 24 days in here. You could also substitute if you weren't a fan of this. The one I bought one of, not the most expensive one that I found. I also didn't buy the cheapest one that I found. You can find them on Amazon. I also found them on Etsy. I found them kind of all over the place. I really wish, truthfully, that you would have one of these for each of the days, and you'd be able to like have this in each day. And then it has instructions in here about how to do some basic cross stitch. I don't get why you're getting pink, because I don't see pink anywhere in here. So I see red, there's lots of red. I see the yellow. It's showing 2 different colors of brown, but I did not get 2 colors of brown. So obviously I got a weird one because I got pink instead. It's a little bit wonky. I wouldn't say this is probably the best quality one. It's nice and compact, and you can probably use some of the pieces. And if you already had embroidery thread, you could substitute some of your colors. It does give you some nice ones. It's not, you're gonna have to count it. It's not colored cross stitch. You're gonna have to go in and count all of your squares. The squares in here are okay. I mean, the threads, I've done cross stitch. I did it years and years ago. Like, it pokes through just fine. Seems to be okay. I'm not going to sit here and do this because I do not have the patience for that. The embroidery hoop seems okay. And then it has little screws. I guess if you lose one, it gives you a backup screw as well. Yeah, it screws in just fine. Again, I bought it based on what I saw. I think I got the knockoff version. I don't think I got the true legit version. And I'm a little bummed because I really was, after watching Carolina's video about the fact that these were kind of stolen and they've been knocked off, and I think they've been knocked off a few different times, it's a bit disheartening. And it just proves it because it's like all wonky and it's not quite the right deal.
So this one says produced in Great Britain. It's kind of a cute design though, but I think like the original version has been knocked off a few times. I feel a little bad for buying this one now because I don't feel like I got it from the right person. These are the advent calendars, the ones that we've shown you so far. There's been plenty. So I've had a digital one. There's been some major kits. There's been ones from Etsy, the unfortunate knockoff one, some cheaper ones, some name brand, a little bit of everything. And there's price points, everything from about $6 is one of the cheapest ones that I found, all the way up to about $100. But there's other ways that you can do advent calendars that are a little bit more DIY. So if you're wanting to kind of look at it from a different standpoint, that's why I'm bringing this up.
So this company has these beautiful little embroidery kits, and it's called the Eternal Knot. And they have each one of these, it's got instructions and all materials included. And there's more than just these kits. They have quite a few of them. If you wanted to create these and pick out your own advent calendar, and every day you would have a different one. You could do 12, you could do 24. This would be a cute way to do this. And this is a really cool company. It's called the Eternal Knot Studio, and it is based out of Harrington, Maine. And then we also got a couple of needles. I have enough for a 6-day advent calendar the way it is right now. And let us open up gingerbread.
I feel like these are a little bit of a nod to what I have behind me here with the felt and also the embroidery. There's no sequins on these that I'm aware of. I think it's more like embroidery but we'll see. It does have stuffing. Like these ones aren't stuffed.
So you're getting instructions. And it shows you how to go through and do it. They're already pre-cut, which is really nice. Look how cute these are. So adorable. I love this. And everything is in there. So here you get your 2 gingerbread. You get your little fluff. Yep, so there's what your final one. Talks about how to do some of the different stitching. So here we have a cross stitch, double cross stitch, a back stitch, and a blanket stitch. And so throughout the different parts, so here you're seeing a cross stitch, here you're seeing the back stitch, and here you're seeing the double cross for the eyes. And the blanket stitch is all the way around the edging, and you're given the thread for that. Then you're given the different ties. So this is the tie that goes on the top. So this is your hanger, which is right here. And then you're given his little neckerchief. What a cute little ribbon.
This could be another variation if you wanted to find other fun kits and then build your own advent calendar. You don't always have to go and buy a pre-made one. Yes, the mystery is kind of gone, but you could make this for somebody else. And there's so many amazing companies out there that have fun little kits like this. There's embroidery kits out there. There is obviously these felt kits out there. There is the wobbles. They have these beautiful crochet kits. They also have their own advent calendar as well, but you could create like a mini advent calendar of your choosing, and each day it could be a different type of craft. It doesn't have to be all the same one. You can mix and match them, which I think is kind of fun. Another fun way that you can DIY your own advent calendar, besides buying kits and kind of putting it together and you open up a little bag each day, is you could save one of these boxes. This is one that we saved from last year or the year before with my daughter. This is actually like a beauty kit, and she got like a different beauty product every day. That's not the part I want to save. The part I want to save is the inside. I mean, just take a look at this. Look how cool each one of these little boxes are. Now I could go in and every single day I could either put a candy in here, I could put a craft in here, I could do a mix match, I could put like a little fun something, a little fun trinket. I could do just whatever I wanted to in here. I could upcycle crafty products I already have. I could gift, and I could take it out of this box. I could also, if I wanted to, like recover the front of this and make this however I wanted to. I love the look of the inside of this, so I don't think I would ever change that, but I would definitely like get rid of the beauty part of it and like resurface the back. So don't just throw away these cool boxes. You could always reuse these boxes over and over and over. Like the Grabie one with all the cool towers, just think about what you could put in that for the next year and the year after. I mean, they're really kind of fun because they can be repurposed because of how well they're made. And they look really fun when they're all put together. So like that's probably one I'm gonna hang on to. Now, the one I've been looking forward to opening for a while, and I know this is early and we're not technically in December, but this is available at Costco. I've been doing them for a couple of years. I know it's got creative and crafty. Somebody did have to craft the wine though, so it's a bit of a stretch, I will have to say. There's also beer ones, cheese ones, there's a ton of different food ones out there. And don't even get me started on how many different types of advent calendars are out there. List them down below. Leave a comment on the weirdest advent calendar you have seen, one that you love, one that is like, really? There's some interesting ones out there, and there's one for every person. Every flavor of the rainbow is truly out there. But we're gonna open up and see what the first day of wine is in this one. Now, this one also has a QR code on it, so it tells you a little bit about the wines that you're getting every day. There are also like a half bottle of wines. You're getting 2 glasses out of it. There's also one of these wine advent calendars you can get from Aldi. I've also seen them at a few different grocery stores. So just go look around, see what you can see, depending on where you are in the world, depends on what you can find. But I do think they're quite fun. And if you're in... So here's my number one. I got a Ripasso wine, and I believe I need to get a bottle opener. Like what I kind of like is like a screw top would be nice. But you also know it's a little bit of a nicer bottle of wine when you actually have to open the bottle of wine. Best part is that what I've found from these ones is they come with true, like real corks. So I always hang on to these babies, and you never know when a good craft's gonna come along when you need a cork. So I have a whole tub of these just waiting. So of all the advent calendars we went through in this video, which one strikes your fancy? You can pick a different one every year, and nobody's gonna judge you if you pick more than one. And why not get yourself an advent calendar? You're never too old to have a little bit of fun. Merry Christmas, everybody. That's good. Bye.